I believe the president's actions in Yemen have been solid, they've been strong, and the president should realize that we'll have very strong support among Republicans for what he's doing. He's taking aggressive action, and it's very layered types of action, and the president's doing the right thing in Yemen. If he wants to do more, I would support him on that.
Republican Congressman Peter King today offering strong support for the administration's increasing involvement in Yemen. In the past 2 weeks, the U.S. has helped the Yemeni government carry out 2 airstrikes against al-Qaida. The terrorist group claims the bombing attempt on Christmas Day was retaliation for those attacks, but the dates don't quite work out. Abdul Muttalib purchased his plane ticket to Detroit 2 days before the first of the recent airstrikes. I'm joined now by NBC's chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel and NBC News terrorism analyst Michael Sheehan. Michael, let me start with you. If al-Qaida in Yemen isn't being entirely truthful about the bomb attempt being in retaliation for these airstrikes, can we believe their claim of responsibility or Abdul Muttalib's claim that he was trained there? Now, the government has cooperated in these airstrikes in Yemen, and there is success dating back to 2002, but perhaps there's some degree of retaliation. But to what extent do we think that there's a connection between this and the American activity in Yemen?
Well, Jamie, it appears that the timing is not correct, that it has a direct link of this attack being connected with our recent activity in Yemen. I just don't think that's the case. This plot with this Nigerian guy has probably been going on for many months. But in fact, there is increasing evidence that linked this individual to al-Qaida in Yemen, and probably there were links there in terms of further radicalizing this individual, preparing him for an attack, and probably providing him this explosive material petan that he used in his attempted attack.
Richard, there's a new focus on Yemen now, at least in the public mind, and it seems to emphasize the new type of war we're fighting. Here's a piece of Eugene Robinson's op-ed in today's Washington Post. Are we fighting the right war is really the question asked. Our enemy apparently sees its future in places such as Yemen or perhaps Somalia. The enemy's leadership is believed to be ensconced in remote areas of Pakistan beyond the government's reach, yet the United States will soon have about 100,000 troops chasing shadows in Afghanistan, where al-Qaeda's presence is now minimal. I can't escape the uneasy feeling we're fighting and escalating the last war while the enemy fights the next one. So let's talk about that. Are we in the right place at the right time? Are we chasing the right enemy in the right place?
Al-Qaeda is a stateless organization. It operates wherever there is no clear central authority. That could be Afghanistan and has been Afghanistan in the past. It could be the border areas of Pakistan and is currently. There are parts of Yemen where the government doesn't have very much control. Somalia, Chechnya. There are many places where radical groups, Al-Qaeda's even tried to make inroads in Gaza, for example. And I think it would be, going back to the point this editorial is making, impossible for the United States to try and occupy, rebuild, and retrain the security forces of every failed or failing state across the globe. It's almost two issues. You have to have a strategy based on intelligence that would combat an organization like Al-Qaeda, and then the surge, these extra troops that are being sent to Afghanistan, that is really to salvage a more of a conventional war, an ongoing conflict. So they may both be necessary, but they are two different types of fights. And I'd love to get Mr. Michael Sheehan, Mr. Sheehan's opinion on this. He's written extensively on counterterrorism, and I'd love to find out what he has to say. Is conventional war in Afghanistan really useful at all in fighting an organization like Qaeda?
Well, Michael, I think I'm going to have to get your thoughts on that in the next hour when I'll have a chance to talk with you again. Well, Michael, I'm told actually by the powers that be that you can go ahead and answer that.
Good.
And I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a relationship between counterinsurgency and counterterrorism when the counterterrorism infrastructure is in an area where you're conducting counterinsurgency. Thankfully, in Afghanistan, Al-Qaeda has been out of there for a long time. So really the counterinsurgency operations there really don't have much of a direct impact on Al-Qaeda Central, which has moved out of there, and I don't expect they're really going to move back. So really, they're very distinct types of operations, and the counterterrorism programs that we're going to need to fight Al-Qaeda extend around the world, from the sanctuaries, which are now in Pakistan, Yemen, and places like that, through capitals like London, Amsterdam, and then on the streets of our cities in the U.S. It's a global effort. It's an intelligence effort that only is tangentially related to insurgencies where there is sanctuary. I hope that helps a little, Richard.
It does, and I appreciate it. Listen to this man. He knows of which he speaks.
And we're so pleased to have your insight, Michael, and yours as well, Richard. And we're going to continue this dialogue next hour and for a very long time to come. Gentlemen, thank you both very much for joining us here on MSNBC.